Hi, it's Lori from Trio. So grade checks are due on Friday, and I just wanted to give you a little bit of a tutorial on how to complete your grade check since we're on an online environment. Before I do that though, I just wanted to emphasize the importance of completing your grade check and kind of give you an explanation of why Trio asks for grade checks. I know sometimes, especially since we've gone to online, that it seems like there's a lot to do, a lot of paperwork and a lot of communication back and forth, but grade checks are really important because we want to provide you with an opportunity 4 times a semester where you can reach out to your professor and start to build a relationship with your professor. And that's really important for the success of your work and your progress in your courses. And also, as you move through your college career, you'll have somebody that you can rely on for references for internships or for scholarships, and also maybe somebody to even mentor you in many different ways. And so also, we want you to not be surprised at the end of the semester if you get a grade that you're not satisfied with. We want you to get ahead of that. And so if you're in contact with your professor and you know for sure what grade to expect, then you have an opportunity to get in and kind of fix things or improve upon your performance, or just not be surprised at the end of the semester. So let's go ahead and get started with the tutorial on how to fill out the grade check form. So this is our website, and as you know from our other engagements, that most all of our forms now are fillable on our website. So if you go to more and click on forms, and here's the grade check form, then this is the grade check. So what I want to do is be able to fill in the blanks. And again, on this device, I'm not able to do that in this space. In some devices, you may be able to do that. There'll be some grayed out areas and you can just go ahead and start filling it out. But that's not the case with my device. It's asking me to open with a different viewer, or you can always click on this download button and download the form, save it to someplace on your computer, and then open it up. But guess what? This is pretty easy. So I'm just going to click this button and tell this device to open it with Adobe. And so when it comes up, you'll see the grayed out areas, and I can just get right to work and start filling out the top part. Most of you know exactly how to fill out this top part because you're familiar with how to fill out a grade check. We did include some instructions in case you get lost or get confused about what exactly you need to provide on this form. Anytime there's a signature on our forms, just go ahead and type it in. You don't have to scan it or anything. So this is pretty normal, except for you're going to be getting this information off Blackboard. And so hopefully your instructors have listed their grades or your grades in your Blackboard, and you can just transfer that information from there to this form. So let's just use Math 101 for an example. I know that there's areas on Blackboard where they record attendance, but you won't have that if your classes aren't meeting regularly in a virtual way, like through Zoom or through Blackboard Collaborate. So you might just have to give us that information yourself. Or if they're not meeting virtually, then you don't need to provide us with that information. But once you see where your grade is, and let's say it's a B, then you just put it in. If the grade isn't listed in Blackboard, which in many cases might be true, then you're going to have to reach out to your instructor by email and ask them to provide you with what your grade is. The concerns part is just a little bit different because you can't walk up to your professor at the end of class and ask them to, check off the concerns or talk to them about the concerns. We want to know what your perception is. What are you concerned about in this class? Is it a lack of communication? Are you having trouble filling out your assignments or getting your homework done? Do you need a tutor? Whatever that may be, just go ahead and check. Even if you don't have any concerns, we want you to elaborate on whatever box that you check in the concerns section. So just give us some details and some feedback on the class so we can look at that and assess what needs that you might need, um, and what conversation that or where our conversation needs to go as far as your progress in that class. So that's pretty much it. If you want to provide backup, perhaps a screenshot of your Blackboard or the communication that you've emailed between you and your instructor, you're more than welcome to do that. If you don't, we will contact your professor to verify the information that you've provided randomly. So we've worked with you, we know our students, and you know us, and we sort of know what to expect from our students in, not only performance, but in their to do due diligence in filling out this form. And so that's why we're kind of just going to do that randomly and gauge that as we see fit. We're not trying to pile up a bunch of emails on professors and give you a bunch of steps that you need to do. But we also want to give you this opportunity to reach out to your professor or your instructor and, again, try to build those relationships. So at this point, after I've filled out the entire form, what I'm going to do is go over to print, and I'm going to save it as a PDF or Adobe PDF. And then I'm going to hit print. It's going to ask me where I want to save this document, and I'm going to save it to my desktop, and I'm just going to name it Trio Grade Check and hit save. And then when I get ready to turn it in, I'm going to turn it in, find where I saved it and attach it to an email to my retention specialist, either me or Ron. So I hope that helps you out. If you have any questions, please reach out to Ron or I, and we would be happy to help you or walk you through that process. And I really look forward to seeing how great you're doing this semester with your grade checks. So thanks.